Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Oh man, I messed up. But it's all right. We here for the NBA playoffs of 2025. You already know this is the biggest moment of the Basketball Truth and Knowledge podcast with me and my co-host. So right now there's gonna be some small changes going on with the recording and live videos, but I will discuss that in the video. But I got something that I want to discuss with my co-host real quick. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. I don't want to spend too much time. I'm your co-host Aramis. And let's get into it. There you go. All right, yo, we here. We is here. Live.
What's good, my guy? What's good?
Live in the building. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
We are
Monday.
back. Yes, sir. Back on a Monday. Easter was lovely. Lovely Easter.
How was your Easter, Aramis? How was your Easter?
Oh man, lovely Easter, man. I got a chance to be with the family watching the NBA playoffs, you know what I'm saying? Had my siblings do a little Easter hunt in the backyard, you know.
Okay, that's fire. That's fire.
Yes, sir. What about you, bro, man? How was your Easter, man?
My mom's came down. My two sons, Ramir, came down from Howard. Moni and my granddaughter Ivory came up from Atlanta. My mom flew down from Baltimore, so we had a nice time. Came down to the Charlotte, come check a brother out. You know what I'm saying? So we got out. Good family time. And NBA. We watched a little bit of NBA here and there, in and out. Big upsets.
Big upsets.
Some projected upsets, like some ones I projected to happen, and then some ones I was surprised. So,
honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This is where we get into the video where we discuss the upsets and we try to point out as to why they became an upset or it became a loss that we predict it was going to happen, and as to why it led to that point. So we're gonna break it down. Game one, which was Saturday? Yeah, it was. It was Saturday. That was the first game one of the NBA playoffs 2025. That was LA, Minnesota. It was Clippers, Denver, Memphis, and OKC. And then I think there was another team that played in that first round. But
let's start with the Lakers. Game one.
Okay, so I want you to really. So this is what I'm gonna tell you too, because Magic, he made a comment about how terrified he is for his Lakers because he thinks that Minnesota will beat LA. So your thoughts on that?
I mean, the West has been difficult for the last several years. A 1 seed and an 8 seed ain't nothing but 10, 15 games apart. And I don't know the exact stats, but there's nobody blowing it out the water with a significant lead in the West. You can do the fact checks on the numbers as far as regular season stats.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I don't believe that the Lakers are in trouble because at the end of the day, it's game one. Yes, they lost the first seed, but they the first game, so home field advantage has shifted. But if I was a betting man, my money is still on the Lakers, point blank.
It's still on the Lakers, okay.
Still on the Lakers. But what I will tell you is that a lot of people pushing the panic button because Minnesota beat the Lakers, and here we are. But at the end of the day, this is a 7-game series.
It is a
7-game series.
Oh.
Now I wouldn't start to get a little bit worried unless the Lakers go down 0-2. Now if we get a split, Minnesota did what they were supposed to do. A split is a split. Any road team coming into a 7-game series wants to get a split out of the first few games to try to figure that out.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If you can't get a split, then it becomes difficult because now you're down 0-2 in a series going home.
Yeah, I mean,
so you know what I mean. So
yep.
Minnesota so far has did their job. We still have one more game to go, and that will determine a lot because the Lakers have to hold pressure back on LA now. You follow what I'm saying? Pressure is on LA for them to hold home court, not home court advantage, but to get a win at home. And then now they have to go to Minnesota and get a split. And then if they get a split, we back even 2-2. And they still got home for the advantage. So, I wouldn't get so out of pocket right now.
Yeah. Because honestly, when I read that comment too, I was tempting because not only did you have Minnesota versus the Suns, because this brought me back to the whole situation when he faced KD for the first time in his career.
Take me off 1 second. Let me take me off for 1 second. Jump right back in.
Okay, I got you.
All right, yeah.
So, this takes me back to when he faced KD in his career in the playoff run, and then he swept KD, and he had that on his belt. So you good? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you good. So and then now this is different because KD and LeBron are two different players. Their play type is different. So now you're facing LeBron, but not only are you facing LeBron, but you gotta you're facing Luka, you're facing Austin Reeves, you're facing, but LeBron is just that key for LA to keep pushing. So as much as how Anthony Edwards has proven, throughout the years and the team that he's established, like Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Mike Conley, who's been a really good distributor too, as a point. And then you went to go get Julius Randle, who was a phenomenal paint beast, and game one, hoping to see if he can keep that up in game two, which is tonight at 7:30. But
here's what I'll say, Aramis. Playoffs is the next level. This ain't regular season.
Yeah, it's ain't regular season.
Playoff comes down to three things. Three things is this: defense, coaching, experience.
Absolutely.
Defense, coaching, and experience. So coaching, we got a new coach for the Lakers. He has a ton of experience in the playoffs. I mean, and player experience, but now coaching experience per se. So
yeah, it's a little different.
So he might be advantage Minnesota. The only thing that does help him is that the Lakers is a great organization and they have a lot of good consultation, if I would say, around them. So you can get good consultation in that organization. That's why they've been a winning organization. So I would say coaching would be a little bit edge to Minnesota, but you make up the difference with the consultation that the organization has around it and the winning.
Yep.
Second would be defense. Now they're gonna have to come up with a scheme because obviously the Lakers are not as big in the paint, so they're gonna have to run similar like they ran before when they had the triangle offense or something like, or triangle defense, something like that, where they have to run a scheme and they should be okay. But definitely they need to figure out something because at the end of the day, your boy Ant went off. So, to me, if you have to double team Ant and make somebody else beat you, let's see. Let me see if somebody else gonna step up. And that's the thing on that, shut down Ant and see who else is gonna step up in the paint. And then differently, between LeBron and Luka, I mean, come on, bro. No one on that Minnesota team has more experience than them two combined, period.
Of course not.
So, again, I'm not so much worried about game one. Ant is a tremendous player. He's not a bum. definitely a strong caliber person. He's not going to just lay down.
Nope.
But the Lakers have to just, you know, pull out a win any kind of way. Any 1 point win or 20-point win, they need a win, and then we back at even.
Yeah, I mean, that's what. Yeah, I just like, and I'm sure the fans already know this too. Like even LA fans know that like this is just game one. Like why are we worried if they lose home game for game one? It's just game one. You can't
Mm-hmm.
you can't settle down that.
7-game series.
Right. You still
I,
got
I,
time.
so let's not spend too much time because I can't stay long today. But
Yeah,
I my prediction for the Lakers, I got Lakers winning in 6.
you want him in 6?
Yeah, Lakers in 6.
Okay, I think Minnesota can definitely hold out the best they can, but I feel like LA is definitely it's gonna take that run right there,
Hopefully
100%.
I don't eat my words, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And anything's possible. We learned that from
anything is
Boston.
possible.
You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And the plastic, we learned that a long time ago.
Yeah,
Anything's possible. But,
yeah,
if I was a betting man, I'm still betting that Lakers
LA,
is.
yeah, LA. Okay, so yeah, so guys, this video won't be too long. So we're gonna jump around between
Mhm.
topics and stuff like that. So now that we passed the LA situation, let's move into Memphis versus OKC. None too much to be said. None too much to be said about that team.
Who won that game? I can't remember.
Oh my gosh, Memphis lost by 51.
Oh,
Against
wow.
80. What was it, like 82 to 120? It was at 130 something. Let me see.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for real quick on that one, OKC's number 1 seed. Memphis got Ja and not much other help on a superstar level that's going to really put in the work. So
Do
I
you think it'll
got
be
OKC. I got OKC in 5.
OKC in 5? Yeah.
I don't think they're going to sweep.
My mom was saying that OKC can sweep, but
I
Grizzlies
mean, if anybody's
definitely
going to
a tough
sweep, we don't have
team.
many. I would pick Osaka to sweep, and I think they're still.
Maybe,
If I was a betting man, I would say that it's going to go 5 or more.
yeah, because Memphis is
No
a
more than
really good
6.
team.
I don't
Memphis,
see it going past. I got it 4-1 Memphis. 4-1 OKC.
yeah, because Memphis is a really good team
And,
too,
and
but
and the reason why I
kind of
say
rough.
4-1 is because this is the NBA, and me, I'm always looking at from the outside in.
Yeah,
It's politics. It's politics
yeah,
and a lot of money on the line. And the NBA right now, you know, I don't want to put no conspiracy out there, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of money out there. So they definitely may try to stretch the series at least one game in that series.
100%, 100%. Yeah, because Ja in his press conference, he was saying that yeah, we played tremendously terrible, and we will never let that happen again. So somewhat Ja and the coach or just y'all got to figure out something, because you are facing OKC, one of the best teams in the league, who is number 1 seed, and who is a young team, and so is Memphis. You got 2 young teams facing each other, and I know Ja is not going to go out without a dogfight, so he may get one lucky win, but you gotta like you gotta, because mind you, you're facing Shea, you're facing Jalen Williams, you're facing Chet, you got Hartenstein, you got 2 bigs who can score and who can switch. It's
Mm-hmm.
and then it's insane. But the fact that they were up 30 during halftime, and then you push it to 40 during the last minute third quarter, and towards the end you pushed up by 51, like that's insane, bro.
Yeah. Well, at that point they checked out.
Yeah, they checked out.
They checked out. So,
They
but
they picked,
to me, that's a name series. But on the court, that joint is over. OKC in 5. Thank you, Ja. Appreciate you with your athleticism, but you're not winning that series,
You're
in my
not
opinion.
winning. Yeah, you're not winning against OKC. I'm
You know,
sorry.
so sorry about that. Go get a little bit more help when we go over there.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of help, we got Orlando Magic needs some help too because they lost against Boston 103-86. They
That we don't even need to spend a lot of time on that series. Boston may sweep that.
He
That's
said,
the only series. Anyway, sometime I think that OKC in 5 they could potentially sweep, and I feel the same way for the Boston series. But I feel like the Boston could, with more sweep, have the more potential to sweep than the OKC one because of star power. And I
yeah,
still give it a sweep or no more than 5. Same
yeah,
thing.
because Magic didn't have no defense. They wasn't playing no kind of defense at all in that game.
You know,
At all.
appreciate your city's money, and thank you.
Yeah, but nah, you ain't being messed with that one, man.
Yeah, so
Uh,
we really don't need that. That ain't really worth the. I mean, no disrespect to Orlando. They had a great season. Let's keep it in mind. They're going in a good place. Very young team, but other than that, then they hopefully can pick up some players to raise their level of competition as well.
yeah. Another quick question for you. This is a comment from another great Hall of Fame point guard star, Isaiah Thomas. He said that Miami Cavs will last 6 or 7, and what do you think on that, bro? He said that during
Not
during the
7,
not,
not 7.
not 7.
Mm-mm.
I
I
was
would
thinking the
give it
same thing
6.
too. I
I
was
would say because Miami got some different pieces, but when they lost, what you call it, they went
Jimmy.
when they lost him, that hey, with him 7, yes, 6, 7, but I would say Cleveland up 1-0, right?
Yeah, Cleveland's up. Was it Cleveland won 121-100, so they beat them by 21 points.
So I got Cleveland in 5 or 6,
5 or 6. Okay, yeah,
not 7 for sure. They might get him in 5 because to me, Cleveland is the best team in the East to challenge Boston because Boston obviously is the champ.
of
I
course,
got Cleveland and Boston in the finals
of course.
coming out. I mean, in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay,
I didn't look at the bracket, but them the best 2 teams I think coming out of the East.
yeah.
Of course, obviously OKC is the best in the West, but I don't know who would be the second seed. It just depends. To me, the wild card is the Lakers. The Lakers to me is got the Cinderella slipper.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The Cinderella slipper. Can you be home by midnight? What you gonna do?
Yeah, for real.
Because if Luka and LeBron complement each other, nobody can stop them. But they need some. They need the role players to all play their role, and they will be fine. And then it'll become between them and it become the Lakers, and OKC would be the if the Lakers can make it to the final against OKC, that would be one of the most watched finals in a long time.
Yeah.
Because OKC is not a big market as the Lakers, and of course the Lakers want it with LeBron, and anything with LeBron and going to get a chance to go to the finals, and with Luka, we already had that conversation. The coming of the new torch, that would be must see TV. So that would be my final 4 if everything play out.
I could definitely see Cavs moving up just a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It really all depends who of who can last enough to face LA, but it all depends
You
because
mean Boston? Because LA coming out of OKC, that's the West.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um
And the OKC should have won last year, but they again experienced. They didn't even make it to the finals last year. So we
No
had them last year. So here we had
experience.
OKC last year. Here we go again. They
Yeah.
were numbers, if I'm not mistaken, they were number 1 seed last year.
Mm.
And they choked.
They lost against Mavs. Yeah.
Choked.
Yeah. Yeah. They lost
Were they
against.
number 1 or number 2? They were higher seed than Mavs last year.
They were higher seed than Mavs last year, but then they
Yeah,
never
they
went.
choked. I mean, no disrespect to the OKC, but you know, if you want to go by seeding, they were a higher seed.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And then, Luka and Kyrie show that you can win without a big man presence, the big dominant presence to get to the finals last year. So we
Yep.
know it can be done in the Lakers, same blueprint.
Yep.
So we will see what happens, but you know, I don't want to gloss over everybody else, but now who is your sleeper?
Who is the sleeper? My team.
Yeah. If it's not those four, I don't know. Well, let me. What are your four? What is your final four for East and West? Is it the same as mine, or did you have somebody else?
Same as yours, but I had a little bit twist to it, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I had a twist. I added my Golden State Warriors. 100%. That team can make it through. LA can make it through. Hold on.
So let me ask this: if LA and the Warriors could get to the finals of the Western Conference without playing OKC, who wins between them two? Because one of them would have to play each other to get to play OKC. I don't have the brackets to look at it, but let's just say
Yeah,
that was a scenario.
yeah. So I just pulled the bracket right now. So
Which one of them can both of those teams get to the final without playing OKC, or who has to run into OKC?
So obviously, you got OKC versus Memphis, you got Denver versus Clippers, you got LA versus Minnesota, and Rockets versus Warriors. If Warriors beat Rockets, they will face either LA or Timberwolves. And the same thing for OKC. OKC wins. Whoever wins out of Denver and Clippers will face OKC in the second round. And
I got Denver winning Clippers series.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that'd be a close series, or do you think Denver will pull out in game 4 or game 5?
No, that's
No?
6 or 7. 6 or 7, maybe 7. That's a 7-game series right there.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, that's not one of them. That's not 5 or 6.
I love that. I love that series. I love
Or
it. I
7.
can't.
That's a tough series. I just call it what I see. What's the other series? The Lakers series. The Lakers. I already told you I got the Lakers in 6.
Yep.
And then who's the other one? Who's the other series? What's the other one? I got OKC in 5, Lakers in 6. I got Denver in 7. What's the other matchup?
Golden State and Rockets.
And that one I got Golden State winning. Golden State in 6.
I got yeah.
Could be 7 because Clippers is tough. They just young. They don't have no real Harden. Harden to me is the best player regular season.
Oh, okay.
He's the best. He's one of the best regular season players in the business. When it comes to the playoffs for the money game, I have yet to see him get over that hump. I don't want to see him show up because I don't want to disrespect him. And no disrespect, Harden, but I haven't seen Harden cross the holy grail. He always chokes in the game 7s.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't see and with him going against Curry, they going against Curry and them. You got Chef Curry. Enough said.
Dude, it was balling, bro. And I'm not gonna
if you get a game 7, if Rockets can't beat them before 7, I'm going to give it to Chef Curry every time.
100%.
And he got the boy from Miami. So yeah, it is. With them two together, and you still got an old Draymond. Come on, bro. Game
Uh,
7, I would have to. That's not to say that they can't get in because any given day, but at the end of the day, if it go a game 7, I go to experience.
exactly.
You know what I mean? And they outweigh because all of them boys, Draymond, all of them got championships, rings.
Yep.
So I give that to I got that. So that means if Golden State would face the Lakers, here we go. That would be if the Lakers win and Golden State win, they both face each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then here we go. OKC would play Denver. OKC would beat Denver in 6 or 7, depending on how fast they get out running, because they just have to minimize your boy there, the Joker. And then the series between the Lakers and Golden State is going to go down to 7 game, and then it's anybody's game. Is LeBron, Luka can outhold Curry, or if Draymond get in trouble with the bullshit, then Lakers will beat them in 6.
I don't think Warriors is gonna beat LA despite Draymond's despite Draymond
That
of how
if
he
the
can.
Lakers win that series, it will go 7. In my
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
that's a 7-game series, and here
it
we are.
is, but
And the
it
key is
just
Draymond because Draymond is the key to that series if he can keep his head on and play and bring a level of defense because you can't just let LeBron and Luka go crazy. So
he can't.
he would have to he ain't gonna shut none of them down, but if he could slow them down, I would say.
Yes, try to
If I
slow him
could
down a
slow
little
one of them
bit.
down, and Draymond would have to give me a double double every game that series.
He would have to.
He
He would
double
have
double because Chef gonna give me 30. You know what I mean? What's your boy? Why do I keep forgetting his name? What's the boy from Miami?
Jimmy Butler.
Butler. Yeah, Jimmy Butler gonna give you 25, and they gonna go at it like that. The key is gonna be can Draymond shut one of them down on some defense and give me a double double
Mm.
every game.
And then and then Curry
And
just get
that's to get him to game 7. And then here we are. Who's the bigger star power gonna come out? Jimmy Butler and Curry, or you go LeBron and Luka?
Hey, listen, I'm rooting for my Warriors either way, man. My Warriors in the playoffs,
It's
I'm
gonna
rooting for
be
them
that.
either
That's
way.
the 7-game series. Period.
100%.
The OKC in Denver. If it goes like that, okay, and Denver is a 6-game series done.
Of course. Of course. Let's move on to the Eastern. You got
Eastern, I told you I got Boston and Cleveland in the finals. I don't know the bracket.
what about Pacers and Bucks? Pacers got a 1-0 over Bucks, but they did say that
Bucks is
they
in trouble because your boy ain't playing.
I know, but look, hear me out because so Dame was cleared to play in the playoffs. They said he may return game 2 or game 3. Now, if he does return,
Mhm.
does that switch your mind into do you think the Bucks still got a chance, or do you think Pacers can still pull away from the dub?
So if Dame, in order for Milwaukee to win now, Dame would have to come back game 2, and then that will force them to go 7, and they can win a game 7. I would take them in game 7 over the Pacers. If not, it's over.
Okay. What about Knicks and Detroit? Now, mind you, this first time Detroit has been in the playoffs. This is their first experience.
You
Knicks,
got and again, remember my 3 factors: coaching experience. You know what I mean? Coaching experience, and then you go with defense. So I'm going Knicks that series. I got, unfortunately, Indiana was in the same place last year. Young made it and got whooped.
exactly. They did by Boston.
Same thing last year. This is the same
By the
Indiana team, and I have to see them get over the hump. If I could see them get over the hump to make it to the finals, even I would feel more confident. But right now, they're just young with no. They got last year's experience, and I don't know if they made it the year before that. But right now, if they can get into the second round, good for them.
Mm-hmm. Because last year they did, But then I
Well,
think
actually, they surprised somebody because they underestimated him because people took him for granted. I remember they surprised somebody and won. Ain't nobody surprised now.
no, nobody is.
That's over. And the
So,
surprise team now would be Orlando. Everybody
yeah,
surprised to see Orlando win a series.
yeah,
Ain't nobody gonna be surprised for Indy now. You didn't did this. You did this last year, so we know you're on the radar. You're not flying. Nobody's taking you for granted.
yep.
So
So,
if that I got Orlando. So who they playing again?
Orlando's facing Boston.
Boston gonna win. We already know that. So is Boston and Cleveland in the same bracket, or they both on a collision course?
I'm sorry. Say that
Boston
again.
and Cleveland is a 2 seed, right?
Boston is a 2 seed. Cleveland is a number 1 seed. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So they'll meet in the final. So yeah, if they long as they don't lose, I got them two, and then who will Boston play next, and who plays Cleveland? I mean, who play Cleveland next? Because they're gonna win them 2 series.
So if so, we know Cleveland's gonna win. So either Pacers or Bucks will have to face Cleveland.
Okay, and I'm
Bucks,
taking Milwaukee
okay.
as long as Dame come back in game 2.
As long as you come back and yeah.
And then
So
who is the other one going against Cleveland when Cleveland win?
Boston will face Knicks, and then if and then Boston will beat Knicks, and then it would be Cavs and Boston. If
Right.
Cavs beat,
So now Knicks and Boston series. Last
mm,
year they played each other and Knicks lost in game of 7, I believe.
no, Knicks faced the Pacers. Knicks lost because Knicks was supposed to face the Boston Celtics last year.
Oh, Knicks lost. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was the upset. Yeah. So
that was
now,
that was the upset.
so now, I think that the Knicks, if the Knicks can get to Boston, that's a game 7.
Mm, okay.
That's a game 7 because they go back and look at the regular season. I think they split. They play each other tough every time.
They do.
So I would
And
say
they,
game 7, and it's going to be on Tatum. Are you the Tatum MVP, or did you shit your pants? And I've seen him shit his pants before, and he redeemed himself because he won a chip.
yeah, but it's it's gonna fall to
And
Jalen
and,
Brown
and,
at
I,
some
and I'm
point.
not relying on my man, old man Horford, no more to pull him out. That
No,
ain't happening again.
no,
He did that one time. Kudos to him. He got his first ring. If it
yeah,
come down to that again, that ain't happening again.
no, it's
They
not.
better not let it have to come down where somebody got to come in and steal the game. It could happen, but I'm just saying if you rely on that again, I think the Knicks slip in to
Yeah,
play Cleveland, and then Cleveland will destroy the Knicks
of
in
course,
6.
of course.
In my
Um,
opinion. And no disrespect to the Knicks. I'm just saying I
yeah,
think that's
yeah,
how to go.
100%.
I think if the Knicks get to Cleveland beat them in 6, minimum 7. If the Knicks can get to Boston, that's the only way that it could possibly change my thought with Boston playing Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's the Knicks. That's my wild card team, the Knicks.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll make this one last thing, and then we'll wrap it up right here.
Good shit. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Right. So this is from Nico Harrison. So he made a comment when this was like 2 hours ago. The day he lost to Memphis in the play-in, he said, "I knew Luka was important to the Mavs fan base. I didn't quite know to what level."
Yeah.
So that's what I said. That's literally what I said. What do you mean you didn't quite know what level?
That's the first of all, why you even say that, because you knew saying that is to the ownership. Why the fuck would you get rid of Luca? Excuse the French.
Yeah,
Management. management, and then we still don't know why, because it's not about that bullshit that they talking about or that BS that they're talking about. He's overweight. We don't want to hear that. We already had that a couple podcasts ago.
Exactly.
We ain't gonna go about that.
Yep, go watch that.
That's a shot at management to say, hey, we should have never got a Luka because we'd have been through this series in a breeze. So he had this. He stepped in the shit by saying, I wasn't for sure what level. You knew what level it was. You just said that to just try to smooth it over because you took a shot at management to say, I wasn't for sure what he meant to an organization, but basically it cost us getting into the playoffs. Thank you, management.
He cost that too because AD got hurt during that Memphis game, so you know that was already over with.
AD always get hurt.
100%.
AD is hurt more of his career than he played his career.
The only time
is 50-50.
Exactly.
When he's hurting money, when he healthy, if he can make it healthy to the playoffs, he's won. Just like with LeBron and them. He won that year. He didn't get hurt. Every other year, I think he was hurt.
Listen, the only time I've never seen this man ever get hurt in his career, bring it back to the Pelicans when it was him and Boogie. Him and Boogie, DeMarcus, because they were some ball brothers, man. You couldn't stop them at all.
I remember they was tough. Boogie got hurt that last, and Boogie got hurt that series. That's what happened. Because they was too dominant in the paint. Boogie got hurt.
Right. And Boogie didn't get hurt.
He didn't get hurt when the Lakers won when he came to LeBron. And he didn't get hurt that year, and we were surprised. So
we were surprised.
Unfortunately, if he stays healthy, hats off to them. That's a championship caliber dude. But he's been hurt more than healthy.
100%.
But again, that comment that you said, the guy, what was the guy's name from Dallas that you just stated?
Nico Harrison.
Nico Harris took a shot at management. And he want to say, I didn't realize he was that valuable. What planet are you on?
No, for real. No, bro.
Luka's the third top. Luka's arguably top 4 in any way you want to splice it.
Yeah, he is top 4 though. He definitely is.
And if somebody just want to give me top 5 in anybody in the world's top 5, Luka gonna make it.
100%.
I mean, let's just talk about it.
Yeah, he is though.
Top 5 in anybody's, top 4 in the basketball minds, and you can go from there. Minimum top 5.
Yep.
So you know what I mean? That's how I feel about that. But again, that's just a shot at management saying thank you for getting me AD, great player, but now I realize you trade one superstar for the next, and he still ain't no Luka.
No.
Talking about AD.
For real. All right, Sean.
Aaron, that's basketball truth and knowledge right there.
That is basketball truth and knowledge right there. I love it. All right, Sean. This is a recorded video. I hope you guys will enjoy once I post this video, and I will be sure to make some clips on this. And please grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, grab something because you're about to enjoy this phenomenal playoff run. We will be back Sunday at 2:30. We will continue the playoff run for round 1, and then let's see what happens. But with all being said, it's been the best trip for knowledge. I'm your co-host Aramis.
I'm Ray Daniels. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers and go Warriors, man. Let's get it done. All right, bro.
Peace.